Mad Knicks, giving a recap of Knicks news, Knicks rumors, Knicks everything. Let's just get right into it, man. I ain't gonna waste your time, man. As we know, since Tuesday, the opening day game is dropped. Us against the Sixers. I mentioned it on my Mad Knicks short channel. Um, it's the LeBron versus Knicks thing. Opening night, Tuesday, 7 p.m. The league was salivating for this, man. As soon as LeBron made the news that he was gonna go to Philly, this was in the bag. Then we got our first game against the Celtics, which is going to be that week. So it's going to be 2 days off. Then we play Friday against the Celtics in Boston. Mitchell Robinson revenge game, as I mentioned before. A lot of people are kind of like, man, like we would have rather it be in a home game for us so Mitch could get his ring. And I think now that we see the schedule, we don't play them. Our first time playing them at home might be later on down the season. I'll get a actual date, but unfortunate, but it is what it is. Our Christmas game, of course, is noon, which is typical for us, and we're playing against the Spurs. So we have the full schedule. They finally released the full schedule. Very interesting, man. It really is, but it's kind of all over the place this year. Just a few things that stand out to me that I personally look at. We got some few home stretches that are pretty good at certain moments. That Thanksgiving time, pre-Thanksgiving, obviously, and post. We have a home stretch from the 21st, November 21st to the 29th. Good home stand. I don't even want to get into the actual teams because we're still in the off season. And I mean, even though you could project what team will be where, at this point, we got to just assume that every team's going to be somewhat tough, unless you're the Washington Wizards or Sacramento Kings or something like that. But, we have some home stretches, some good home stretches. The one that stand out to me, as I said, during Thanksgiving week versus Portland on the 21st and a back-to-back with Indiana. Then we have a few days off. We play Cleveland, a day off Miami, then a day off Atlanta. Good home stretch. Christmas week, we have a home game stretch as well. The day before Christmas Eve against Utah and San Antonio. Then we play the Brooklyn Nets on the 27th. Me personally, man, the home stretches is great. And I mean, yeah, they're really good for us. But I look at the road trips, especially primarily the West Coast road trip, because as far as this team, as far as I've forever been rooting for this team, the West Coast road trips have never been kind to us, man. And we don't have one in the beginning of the season, but towards the second half-ish of the season, not after the All-Star break, so I got to stop saying the second half of the season, but after the new year, we have a West Coast swing from December 30th to January 8th. So that's obviously through New Year's. They're going to be on the road. And it's Utah on the 30th. On New Year's Eve, it's at Phoenix. Then it's at Denver on the 2nd, at Portland on the 4th, at Golden State on the 6th, at Sacramento. So it's some traveling, even though you're on the West Coast, but you're going from Utah to Phoenix. Then you're going from Phoenix up to Denver. Then you're going from Denver across to Portland. And then once you get into Golden State, Sacramento, you're still in California. But that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, man. I mean, and no doubt you're playing against Utah, who maybe you don't assume they'll be better, but maybe they won't be really great. Maybe not, probably worse than last year. They traded Walker Kessler and they have Peterson and all, but they're still a young team. So maybe that is a win. Phoenix, not really a good team. Maybe that's a win as well. Denver, we kind of have their number, and they didn't really make any real upgrades. So that's probably, you could say that's a win. Portland, that could be a win. Golden State is a fringe team. You just never really know. And Sacramento is a win. So when you look at the teams on their own, you like, nah, you could possibly win these games. And that's true, but it's a road trip. It's a road trip. You're playing away and anything can happen. You know what I mean? And this is an exhausting road trip. This is 6-game swing. Rough. And then we have another West Coast swing that's only 4-game swing from March 4th to March 11th, which is Dallas, San Antonio, Clippers, and LA. All in all, it's a wacky schedule, man. It's really wacky. It's really all over the place. We're going to go month by month. The season starts on the 20th against Philly. That'd be, a litmus test in a few ways, I'm guessing. I mean, the LeBron James factor, and B, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown. We'll see how that fares out. It's a home game, but it's a ring ceremony game, so it'll be a lot of emotion there. We'll see how that fares because we played them in the preseason. So we'll see them. It's not like, this will be the first time, but this will be the first time it counts. Then playing Boston that Friday in Boston will be interesting. The rest of the month is Orlando, Detroit, Chicago. Then we play Philly again for the Cup game. Brutal, not so much, but it's going to be a tough beginning of the season, man. I mean, Boston, they're our rivals, man. They're going to come at us hard. Orlando, I think, we're pretty much head and shoulders above Orlando, but they always play us hard. New coach, so we'll see if they still have that Jamar Mosley factor in them. But if we just assume that they do, it'll be tough. Detroit is going to play us tough. Chicago, we should be able to wipe the floor with them. And then Philly again for the Cup game. Going to November, start off with the Nets, Chicago, Cleveland, a back-to-back with Milwaukee, Cleveland. Then we play Orlando a day later. Then we go into playing Toronto, which I thought was a home and home, but they're both away games, so we're just going to be in Toronto for 3 days. Then we're playing Minnesota. Portland, Indiana, Cleveland, Miami, Atlanta to end the month on what would be a 5-game homestand. So November, look, Brooklyn, I think we should be able to beat them. I know they got a little better. They got the young boy. I forget the kid's name. He was cooking us inside the summer league, but they got Julius, Michael Porter Jr., obviously. Maybe they will be better, maybe not. We should be able to win that game. Chicago again, we should be able to win that game. Cleveland, hey, man, we're going to have to wait and see, but it's funny, man. When we play Cleveland in the season, it's when they play their best. It's usually in the playoffs is when they take the dip. But, this is going to be interesting this season, man, even when I'm thinking about all of these teams. We're the hunted. We're the champs. So they're going to come and bring their very best at us, man. Every single team. So it's hard to really gauge right now which will and will not be tough. I'm going off of last season, but this season is going to be a lot differently, and teams is really going to be gunning for us. But I think we should beat Cleveland. Then we play Milwaukee and Cleveland again on a back-to-back. Milwaukee, we should win that game. Should win the winnable game. They probably tanking. Indiana, we play them for the Cup game. A road trip, as I mentioned, Toronto, Minnesota. Toronto, as I said, because of the Kawhi thing, and even without the Kawhi thing, we've dominated Toronto throughout the years, and especially last year. So Minnesota, we'll see what they are. Portland is a winnable game. Indiana, they're going to play us tough, but I think it's a winnable game. But they're going to play us tough. Cleveland, I said, always tough. Miami with Giannis, we'll see. And Atlanta, it's a winnable game. November is a tough month. I think this is a common theme I'm getting at when I look at the schedule. It seems like every month has a filler or two, but then has some games where you go, it could be tough for us. We don't really have too many layups so much as I'm looking at the schedule. December, Chicago, Milwaukee, I think 2 winnable games now. So it's Chicago, Milwaukee. Then it's the Cup fiasco from the 3rd all the way to the 11th. So if we continue on, then we continue to play again. This is what we hate about the Cup, the scheduling. Because you get an extra game and then you don't get a day off. And it kind of hurt us last year, man. It felt like we had tired legs. We didn't really get our bearings until later the season, to be honest with you. I felt like it threw us out of whack. We put not too much in the Cup game, but we gave it some effort. I don't know. I felt like it was way more risk than it was rewarding. I didn't like it, but this is what it is. The NBA wants to make its money. So after the Cup fiasco, it's Miami, which could be bad because if you win the championship or you play the championship game, you have Miami the next day. The Cup championship is on the 11th. Miami's on the 12th. So it's a brutal one. As I said, December, Chicago, Milwaukee, Miami. Then we play Houston, play the Pelicans, Washington. Then we play Cleveland. This is all on the road. Then we'll be at home for Utah, San Antonio for Christmas. Then Brooklyn after, and then start our road trip at the end of December with Utah and Phoenix. If I had to pick a month that I've seen so far, this might be a little bit light. This has potential of being a light schedule. Chicago, Milwaukee, winnable games. Miami, they're still working it out, but could be a tough game. We'll see. Houston is a winnable game. I understand they got Kevin Durant and everything. They'll have Fred VanVleet back. I'm not scared of Houston. Pelicans a winnable game. Washington's a winnable game. Cleveland, as I said, we've dominated them, but very much a winnable game. Utah, winnable. San Antonio, I think we got their number, but it will be a tough game. It will be a tough, and it's a noon game, it's a matinee game, so we'll see. Brooklyn Nets winnable. Utah winnable. Phoenix winnable. December has the potential of being a light month for us. Then in January, continuing our West Coast road trip is Denver, Portland, Golden State, Sacramento. Then we're back home with Denver. Then we go back on the road with Boston. Then we're back home as for a back-to-back. So it's Boston away, then home again in Miami. Then we have a home stand, Miami, Dallas, Minnesota, Toronto. Then we go on the road to Atlanta. Then we come back for another home stand. Clippers, Phoenix, Atlanta, Lakers. I mean, we're playing literally 4 Eastern Conference teams. 5, sorry. We have 5 games against Eastern Conference teams. The rest of the games are all Western Conference teams. A half and half month, man. It could be tough. It could not, we'll see, it depends on how good Denver is, how good Boston, Miami is. Dallas probably is going to be better another year. Cooper Flag. Minnesota might be tough. Clippers, Phoenix, not worried about. Lakers, not really worried about too much. But Lakers could be better. They could be better. February, Brooklyn Nets, Detroit, Toronto, back-to-back with Detroit, Toronto. Then be our first OKC game, Knicks versus OKC in February. Charlotte, Philly, Golden State, Memphis, Detroit. Then it's the All-Star break from the 29th. Well, we're off the 28th. We don't have a game. So we're going to be starting it a day earlier. 28th all the way to the 25th is when our next OKC game is. So we play OKC twice in February. Then Philly, and then a back-to-back. Again, man, it's all over the place. I feel like our schedule, man. We don't have, I don't feel like we have the most egregious schedules, but it's not the easiest one at that. It's kind of all over the place this year, man. Could be a pretty challenging month, man. And then March, Memphis, Dallas. Then that Dallas starts another road trip, which is Dallas, San Antonio, Clippers, Lakers. Clippers, Lakers are back-to-back. Then we come back home against Boston, on the road against Washington. Then we back home on another homestand, Sacramento, Washington, Pelicans, Houston. Then we go on a road trip, Eastern Conference road trip, Charlotte, Orlando. Another seems like light month. As I said, it's contingent. San Antonio, it's going to be a tough game. Dallas, we'll see how better they are. Memphis, Boston, going to play us hard. Lakers could be better. But everybody else, Washington, Sacramento, Houston, Pelicans, Charlotte, Orlando, not really worried. And then to end the season, playing Charlotte, Brooklyn, Boston, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Detroit, Indiana. So, could possibly end the year as a lighter cupcake schedule, if you will. In April, Detroit, Indiana, we'll see. And then depending on where everyone is in the standings, a lot of the starters might be sitting for those games. You never know. Really interesting schedule, man. I mean, it really is just a lot going on here. 13 back-to-backs this year. I don't know where that stands among the rankings of everybody, but that road trip is the one that I'm really looking at, man. It's the road trip, and it's coming after Christmas for the New Year's. So even though those teams are not necessarily tough teams we playing, we're going to have to kind of bring it, man. We have the potential of jumping out to a real quick start, man. I understand last season was a long year. I mean, we played well into June. Obviously, we won the ring. So we're going to see the attrition of everybody of this team, how, well rested they're going to be by the time this season starts. So that'd be interesting. But if all is well and everything is equal, I think we could have a good jump to the season, man. You know what I mean? And as I mentioned, I have December as a cupcake-ish light month for us. I mean, November isn't necessarily a struggle for us with some of the teams I'm looking at, but you just really never know. But we got the potential of really jumping out to a good start, man. It's gonna be interesting to see the beginning of this season, man. Like it's specifically the first 10 games will give me a vibe of, okay, we could probably not run the table, but we could jump out to a really good lead as far as the standings is concerned because, I'm a person, I've kind of been standing on this hill. I don't really care about seeding, to be honest with you. I'm not worried about seeding, but hey, I ain't gonna be mad if we get the number one seed, man. I ain't gonna be mad about it, but I really don't care about it, man. I want us to be playing our best basketball by the time April ends, man. So, Mad Knicks here, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on @KMoores_. Subscribe to my Mad Knicks short channel. And y'all already know what it is, man. Let's go, Knicks.